Bulaminaka, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, as we announced in the early hours of the morning, Fiji is once again faced with a grave and present danger to the lives of our people. We have confirmed our first local case of COVID-19 in more than 1 year, and we must act quickly to stop it from spreading. This virus is not a new enemy. We have faced it before. We have defeated it before. We have the knowledge and the expertise to defeat it again. Like before, our success depends on the discipline of every Fijian and our adherence to the measures that we know can keep us safe. We have already fully mobilized our containment strategy, using the same tactics that led to the successful eradication of community cases in just 1 month, around the same time last year. As announced, pharmacies can open so that people can get medicine. FNPF can open so that people can access funds. Other businesses, such as factories and shops, can open as well. However, it is vital that vendors and businesses ensure strict physical distancing before opening their doors. Please make sure customers in queues are spaced out by 2 meters and manage crowding. Customer-facing businesses should limit customer capacity to 50%. Businesses that do not manage this risk with COVID-safe plans will be shut down. Within the Nandi and Lautoka containment area, high-risk businesses, excuse me, such as gyms, movie theaters, video gaming shops, cyber cafes, taverns, bars, billiard shops, and amusement arcades cannot open for at least the next 14 days. Restaurants may not open for in-person dining, but may offer delivery and takeaway services. We are also making arrangements to ensure fresh produce, basic food items, manufactured items, and other items can be sent in and out of the containment area. We have managed this sort of cross-border exchange before, and the police have been instructed to be quick about this approval so that these goods can flow as freely as possible. As we learned 1 year ago, these measures work, and staying at home saves lives. It's the best and easiest way to protect yourself and your family from getting this deadly virus. And it's the best way to help Fiji become COVID-contained once again. We expect these measures to be maintained for at least the next 14 days. Stay disciplined, and we will get through this. We know what is required of us. We have done this before. Most importantly, we know that it works. The new measures don't end at the borders of the containment area. Nationwide, schools, including private schools, will be closed from tomorrow through at least the end of the term. School boarders will return to where they reside. If they are in the containment area and need to return home outside of the area, they will be allowed to leave in a highly controlled manner. For the rest of Fiji, the following restrictions will take effect for at least the next 14 days. For the rest of Fiji, for the next 14 days, to allow people to go about their lives as safely as possible. No religious services are to be held. Non-work gatherings should not happen at all. Businesses can remain open with COVID-safe plans. All businesses must require customers display the Care Fiji app, or they must register their details for contact tracing purposes. Civil servants living outside of the containment area who work within the area should report to the nearest office outside of the Nandi and Lautoka containment area. Unfortunately, that does mean major events on the calendar over the next 14 days, including the Coca-Cola Games, university graduations, and rugby matches, will have to be cancelled. For those outside of Nandi and Lautoka, you have 24 hours to enter the containment area if you need to, but you will not be allowed to leave for at least the next 14 days. Those living outside of the containment area who are unable to attend in the containment area will be allowed to access $220 a fortnight from their FNPF. If funds are insufficient, government will top up your accounts. We will also approve individuals to travel through the containment area for flights out of Nandi. Aside from some cancellations today, repatriation flights will continue at Nandi International Airport. So we will be capping visa arrivals to ensure we have adequate quarantine space available to support our robust contact tracing effort. To ensure we have adequate space in quarantine facilities, those currently in the quarantine periods will be securely ferried out of the containment area to where they reside once they finish their 14 days of quarantine. And clear a negative COVID test result. This situation is rapidly evolving, and like we always have, your government will keep you updated every step of the way. My fellow Fijians, I know that this is a scary and difficult time for you, for your families, and for the country. It feels much like that chilling moment just over 1 year ago when we learned the first case of COVID-19 had entered the country. Back then, what was most frightening about having this pandemic here at home was not what we knew about it. It was what we did not know. Today, we face that same enemy, but we are armed with experience. Our contact tracing team is tried and tested. Our isolation units have proven successful at containing the virus, and our frontline workers know their tasks, and they know it well. But today, we also may be facing a new, more contagious and deadlier variant of COVID. We are seeing variants pop up around the globe, from the UK to the US to Brazil, India and South Africa. Variants are resulting in new surges, even in places that are highly vaccinated. We must, at all costs, be vigilant. We cannot let the pasty of freedom from the virus lure us into a false sense of safety. Because the truth is, the success Fiji has enjoyed, 365 days of COVID containment, has made all of us too far comfortable with a pandemic that continued to rage beyond our shores. Social distancing has been ignored. Masks have gathered dust tucked away in drawers, and businesses went back to operating as usual. The healthy habits that we learned 12 months ago were all but forgotten. But over the course of the past year, the science has become even more clear that mask wearing and physical distancing is absolutely essential to stop the virus from spreading. Excuse me. So now, more than ever, we need every woman, man and child, and every business of every size to go back to following that proven rule book. That's why we are enforcing the same strict containment measures that have proven successful in the past, and it's why our contact tracing team is working overtime to identify and isolate every known contact of this latest case. But we can't win this battle without you. You all play a pivotal part in our containment efforts. We need every Fijian to do their part to contain this virus. And each and every one of you can help us again defeat this disease. I hope you all remember the screening clinics we relied on last year to screen for cases of the virus. We are reactivating that network of screening clinics across the country to keep with those COVID-like symptoms away from vulnerable people who visit health centers and into the separate, dedicated spaces especially designed to effectively identify possible COVID-19 cases. If you have a fever or any symptoms, like a dry cough or loss of taste, visit one of these clinics immediately. I advise Fijians in the containment area to wear masks. It's the one thing that may be most important in stopping the spread. Masks are absolutely proven to protect yourself and others from contracting COVID, so we need each one of you to urgently pick up this habit. I know that for the past year, we've had the luxury of not needing to put on masks every day, like billions of others have around the world. But today, that needs to change. And I can't stress this enough. Everyone needs to download the Care Fiji app on their phones if you can. Situations like this one are exactly why we created Care Fiji, and its use now is more critical than ever before. As always, these measures will change with our situation. If we identify new cases, new restrictions will come into effect. The containment area may grow or constrict to more targeted regions. We will announce those changes through our official government sources, namely the Fijian government Facebook page. If you do not read it there first, it is not government policy, full stop. I want to end today on a bit of good news. I know we all need it. As of today, 24,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines will be arriving through the COVAX facility. It's another reminder that even though we are apart from the rest of the world, we have never been alone through this crisis. The entire world is up against this challenge, and we can only overcome it together. The PS for Health and Medical Services will be announcing the details of our vaccine deployment soon. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, people, please stay alert of symptoms within yourself or your family. Early detection is absolutely essential to stop the spread. Call number 158 if you are feeling at all unwell. Nevertheless, thank you and God bless Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now hand over the mic in the podium to the Minister and the Permanent Secretary for Health, Dr. Elisha Saukan, and of course, Dr. Tundrabu, who will answer any technical questions you may have. Thank you.